What up? What up?
Phil?
What's
Yeah,
up?
not your internet right now.
No. Can you hear me okay? Everything's good?
Yeah, I think I can hear you okay.
All right,
So,
good.
Phil's having all sorts of computer issues with his connectivity
No,
on
no, it's not
his.
Phil. It's the internet.
It's
Uh,
on
I,
your
I,
end, so it's
I,
Phil.
I couldn't get on the line.
You had one job.
I had one job. I couldn't get on episode 81.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are we gonna do for our 100th?
100th anniversary, we'd give away a box of grip sacks.
Wow,
The wheel
a
will have
whole
only grip sacks
like is
on it.
that a bushel? What's do you call that a bushel? Like what's a bunch of grip sacks called?
A flock.
A locker room?
It's a locker room. So what's going on? What's happening with you? Um, we have some news today, obviously, we'll talk about. But anything going on at the home front? Ball testing?
I don't know. I am not privy to the ball testing, so
Ah, okay.
they lock and bar the doors once they get in there, so I
Yeah,
can't
well,
get
they don't
in.
want you leaking it out because I know how you internet guys are.
Yeah,
You know,
no, my phone.
you'd
I'm
rather be.
susceptible. I'm susceptible to the phone hack, and then all the information gets out there. I know. I get it.
No, I think it's the internet guys. It's better to be first than accurate.
Yeah, that seems to be the common theme for news
Yeah.
agencies.
Yep. I'd rather be first than get it right. But anyway, I want to thank. I really do. I want to thank the PBA before we start this for giving us all the content we've had this whole year.
Throughout the last 80 episodes.
I'm telling you, it never ceases to amaze me how every time something's going on, it can't with them it can't go smooth.
Hmm. Yeah.
It just can't go smooth. It's just unbelievable. You know. So for those of you that are not aware, um, the product registration came due, and you know, and any of you know me. You know me. I treat everything. It's a business. It's not a game. We have to make money, and we have to run a business that's profitable and sustainable. Um, so once again, product registration comes due, and the PBA ups the price. To give you a little history on that, I was involved in the initial meetings for product registration.
About what year was that when that first became a
I want
thing?
to say it was maybe
Around
1990,
90. Okay.
maybe, right?
Okay.
And the reason we had it was that there were companies out, and the ball that created the problem, I think, was the Budweiser ball, the bow tie ball. Um, what they did was they just paid people to throw their balls on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Another company that did that was Tank, I think, at the time. And what they did was they approached players that made TV show that hadn't thrown their balls all week, and just said, "Listen, throw my ball, and I'll give you, $5,000, $10,000."
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't fair to us that we were putting balls on the truck, giving out comp slips, guys throw the balls all week, and then get bought off at the last minute because a lot
Yeah,
of the PBA players are not.
you get sniped. That's what it is.
Yeah, and the players are not loyal.
No,
No.
should have signed
So
them. You should have signed them to staff.
yeah, exactly. So we have a meeting of all the manufacturers. We come up with this idea that, listen, let's do this is how bad it's gotten. Let's do a $25,000 registration fee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is a lot of money at the time, right? $25,000. And if you're not registered, your ball can't be on TV. That was fine. But for that, we're going to give you a stop. We will name a tour stop in your company name. So at the time it was track. We had the track open. It was out uh, in Oregon, and then we had one in Canandaigua. The track open. And with the track open, we got the pro am. And in those days, the pro ams are pretty big. So we made money back. It still cost us, but we still made some money back. It has evolved to where it is today, where it's well over $150,000 to register a company.
Mm-hmm.
That's
before
ridiculous.
Before we dive,
yeah,
much deeper into that.
Oh, you want to woo box it?
Yeah, because you're getting right into the show. You are
Well, I was just
fired
talking
up.
about the history. I'm fired up, a little fired up because again, I'm paying. Well, put the woo box up.
I'm working on it. Give
All
me a
right,
sec.
so he puts the woo box up. You put your name in the woo box. Staffers stay out of it. At the end of the show, around 3:00, Nick will randomly select one of his friends from a list of friends he has to get a spin at the wheel. The wheel goes up, we spin it, and you get a prize. If you don't like the prize and you're still in the show, and there's the wheel, proof that we have a wheel. When he spins it, if you don't like the prize and you're watching the show, you have 90 seconds to tell us. And if you do, we'll give you a second spin. So if you want to do a practice spin, I'm going to pick 3-ball roller.
I'm going grip sack. I'm going for the tried and true. There we go. Round and round she goes.
Where she'll stop, nobody knows. Step away, little boy.
Here comes.
You're bothering me. Oh, grip sack. Just to prove that it's rigged.
I got mind control over the wheel today.
That's it.
And
then
woo box is up there.
And you have 90 seconds after you're selected. Let us know. We'll give you a second spin.
Great.
And he'll woo box it a couple of more times before the show is over. And people that jump in late can find the woo box. Anyway, so let's get back to my little story about product registration. So now it's up. It's a huge number, right? Big 6-figure number. So, and we don't get a stop. There's less tournaments. Okay. They claimed it, and it's not we were on national TV.
You could scooch back a little bit. There you go. You can talk from there. You're cutting your head off there.
Is that
there
better? Okay.
That's perfect right there.
All right. Yeah. So at the time we were on national TV. And then worst cases we were on ESPN.
Right. Yeah, when it switched over.
Yeah, now we're on Joe's streaming service. I mean, this is crazy.
Who's Joe?
Yeah, right. So they come out with this product registration now, and it's huge. We have 7 brands.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. The 7 brands are registered. Only 4 of them can the logos be on the shirts on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody inadvertently posted that only 4 brands were registered and no balls, bags, whatever else could be shown. That's not true.
Untrue.
It's untrue. The balls can be thrown on TV by all of our players. The only caveat was you can't use shirts for Radical, Columbia, and Track.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you how that it's really not an issue to me. We hadn't had a Radical shirt on TV in 2 years. We've had one shirt maybe the year before and maybe one the year before that. But our sales have grown exponentially over the last 4 years. So as a businessman, I look at return on investment. I get nothing from the show having my shirt on TV, and my sales are still growing. Why would I give them all that money when their product has deteriorated?
It's a good question. Price goes up, product goes down. How do you rationalize that?
How do you rationalize? You can't, right?
It's not charity.
It's not charity. If I had a marketing totem pole, you know the part where the totem pole goes in the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it would be. But here's the problem.
What would be on the top of the totem pole?
Oh, internet, podcasts, pro shops.
Our podcast.
Our podcast, right?
We dump all sorts of money into this show.
Think about it.
Dozens and dozens of dollars have gone into this show.
We have more people, loyal people watching us now, and we give away something every week.
Yeah.
Versus hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because you know what? What comes along with that is comp balls on the truck, staff salaries, right? Add it up, and the product has gotten worse. I mean,
shorter duration.
Absolutely right.
Not always on national TV. A lot of live stream stuff on Bowl
right.
TV.
Bowl TV.
Yep.
Fox Sports 1 at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever time they rerun it. You know, it's just nuts. It's like us saying we make polyester balls and we're going to charge $150 for them. Well, did you give me more performance? No.
No.
Did you give me more durability? No.
Do you include drilling with it?
No. Grips? No. Oh, okay. Here's my 150. It ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it breaks down right now is the brand managers. Well, we have 4 brands in it: Brunswick, Deviate, Ebonite, and Hammer. Now, let me tell you the other part of it. We didn't have any staff guys that were eligible.
Eligible, yeah.
Exempt.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Yeah. And
right?
we didn't, as a company, I don't think we had enough staffers to field 7 teams if we wanted to.
Well, it comes out of the top 72, I think the number is, right?
Yeah, we don't have that.
No,
many.
we can't. I was talking to Brian Graham this morning about it. We haven't signed all our staff contracts yet.
Right, sure.
So before the end of the year, we could have more people leave. Right?
Or,
I mean, people
or
leave.
some people come back. Yeah.
Come back, right? Yeah. So right now we need 28 to field teams. On 7, we'd have 42.
Yeah, that's more than half the field.
Absolutely. So you don't want to have an inferior product, right? I don't want to have, hey Nick, why don't you go out there and or somebody that won a title 10 years ago comes out on tour and that makes them exempt, and now I have no other options. So that wasn't a good deal. Okay. Here's the biggest problem that happened. And this is what amazes me about the PBA. We're in negotiations with them. We're talking about all the details. All of a sudden, I start getting phone calls the other day on Monday and Tuesday about this problem, mostly Monday, and the end of last week. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, the PBA decided, in their infinite wisdom, to notify the shirt companies before we could tell our players.
Right.
They were supposed to let us know what was going on first. We didn't have all the rules yet.
No, not at all.
Right. So now the shirt guys, the guys, our staff guys, are calling me going, what's going on? I go, I don't know yet.
Yeah,
because we haven't gotten.
It makes you look bad.
And keeps me very busy on things that I shouldn't be in the middle of.
Right. Fielding calls and emails from everybody because of a news article.
And then, yeah, exactly. And an article goes out that says that the balls were not allowed to be used. Granted, it was a mistake, but, how about coordinated through the manufacturers?
Right.
Don't go telling shirt companies what's going on before we can notify our players. And that created a whole nightmare. And you think about every staffer that's got their contracts coming up. Then the shirt companies are calling the guys up and going, what shirt, what logo do you want on your shirt? And the guys go, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So
we had meetings internally on what brands to carry forward.
Absolutely.
When we decided, logistic wise, who's exempt.
Right.
What brands haven't been on TV, what brands aren't well represented, which ones would be the easiest to shuffle over.
How many staff players are on which brands? And I agree. And we made a business decision, and I use the word business decision because I don't think the other organization that we're referring to makes business decisions. They just get together and wing it. And here's the other part. So now I'm talking to Brian and Bugsy about the senior tour and the regional players. That was never brought up by the PBA as to whether they were going to be affected or not.
Yeah, it lingered on.
Lingered on.
No answers.
Then we asked them, we need a final answer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No shirts and logos for those brands on the senior tour or the regional tour. It started out as TV exposure. That was the entire conversation about product registration, was TV exposure. It was not regionals and senior tour. Unless you count the 325 people that watch Bowl TV or whatever it is.
I don't know what their streaming numbers are when.
I don't either. But you know what? Give me a break.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't care. I had no dog in that fight. We do not have players, exempt players on the tour. I didn't care. I didn't care. But I didn't need to have all their problems dumped on us because they can't manage their organization properly and go down proper channels. The right way to do it was to tell us the rules. We notify the players. They do the press release. They notify the shirt companies. And then we have everything in line taken care of instead of scrambling.
Right.
So that was my biggest beef. Now, you want to talk about how it works? I have pages of this in front of me.
Pages.
Did I mention that the price of product registration went up? I did mention that, right?
I think you led with that.
You have an inferior product, a lower return on investment, and you raise your price.
Phil invented ROI, by the way.
I did.
Radical on the internet.
That's
ROI.
right. On the internet. So the way it works is you designate each week 5 players. Right? Now, we might only have 6 on each team.
Very well could, yeah.
And
you're in.
And Storm might have X amount on their teams. But during the week, they bowl like their normal tour event.
Yeah.
And then they accumulate points towards the team. So there is no competition during the week, team versus team.
Right. That's all.
Right.
Counted all throughout the season.
Counted throughout the season. By mid-season, April 17th to the 23rd, you could trade players with your other companies if you have another company. Like Motive doesn't have any trades going, right? They have their 6 players and that'll be it. I think they can add from other players if they're in the top 72 or whatever the exempt list is.
Okay.
But we could trade a Hammer to a Deviate or a Brunswick to an Ebonite. You could trade players.
Mm-hmm.
Each single event, 5 players will be selected. Points are earned towards team total. And
the captain selects the team.
The manager.
The manager, right.
Right.
So manager.
Our managers are Corey Dykstra, the president or CEO of Brunswick, is managing the Brunswick team. Billy Olakowski is managing the Deviate team. Bugsy Kelly is managing the Ebonite team, and Brian Graham's managing the Hammer team.
Mm-hmm.
So teams earn points, and then that goes up until the Tournament of Champions. Then the Battle of the Brands starts, and this is another amazing thing. Am I supposed to read that? It's too small.
Panici says, no one cares about teams.
I love Jim. Here's the best part. So throughout the week, you can throw any ball you want from all our brands.
Yep.
Once we have the Battle of the Brands, you can only throw the brand you're representing. Okay. Let me repeat that. Once the Battle of the Brands start, you can only throw the brand represented. Okay. What's the most popular used ball on tour right now? Not brand name. What type of ball is most popularly used on tour right now?
Urethane.
Say it. Say it again. One more time.
Urethane.
Okay, let's go down. So let's see. Does Brunswick have a urethane ball?
Nope.
Does Deviate have a urethane ball?
No.
Does Ebonite have a urethane ball? Does Motive have a urethane ball?
Not really.
Does Global have a urethane ball?
Don't think so. That.
Does Rotogrip have a urethane ball?
Nah.
So only Storm and Hammer have urethane balls.
Right.
Okay. So now, whatever pattern they put out, is the advantage go to the company that has a urethane ball? I guess they didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
Oops. I forgot that.
So what's the answer there?
I don't know. They didn't ask me. If they'd asked me, we wouldn't have been having this podcast today. So now, once that all happens and the competition starts, seeds 4 through 8 bowl April 26th, and then a winner advances to bowl the top 3 seeds. Let's see what else I got. Just want to make sure I'm covering everything. I said you can't use the stuff. You can't use the shirts, logos. Can't be on the TV for on regionals and senior tour. So here's what we're doing, and why I'm not upset with the fact that it happened. I'm upset with the process, and once again, not having it thought all the way through. Like, no one brought up the fact that what if a company doesn't have a certain so what are they gonna do? Not allow them to throw urethane because it's not fair to other 6 brands?
Yeah.
Of the 8 brands?
I don't know.
You see where this is going, right?
Yeah, we're gonna find out as the story unfolds, as they figure out more stuff.
So next week they're gonna say, well, you know what? No, you can't throw urethane, but you threw it during the week. That's how you qualified. That's the ball I used to get all my points for my team.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. So, when I looked at it, I'm saying, you know what? We're not spending any money basically on the tour. We have to put balls out there still, and whatever you give away on the podcast. But we decided we're better off putting our money into social media, the pro shops, the bowlers. And I'm not talking about the bowlers that don't leg lamps. I'm not talking about the bowlers that don't pay for balls. I'm talking about bowlers that buy balls. Yeah. I'd rather have more work with Steve Freshour, more development, product development, all of that for Radical, than throw money into a big hole without any return.
Maybe now we can up the giveaways to like 2 grip sacks on the wheel.
Maybe we'll add more grip sacks to the wheel so people will be assured of getting one.
Right, yeah. Maybe we'll take some grip sacks away just because we can afford now.
Right.
To give away premium products only. Not that a grip sack from Radical is not a premium product.
It's a premium grip sack. It's
a premium. It's made from the finest materials.
It's in the top 5 of Industry Service Grip Sack Award.
That.
Yeah,
JD Value or JD Power and Associates.
JD Power Associates voted it the #1 grip sack. So, I don't know how the people feel, and I don't want to rant and rave about it, but wouldn't you think an organization of that stature would have the ducks in a row when it comes to stuff like this, and not wing it on Tuesday or Wednesday and say, oh, this is what we're going to do, and then oops, and I'm saying, what happens is they don't realize the trickle effect of how many staffers we have, and some people don't read. I understand it, and then information gets put out on the internet before it's maybe valid. And I understand people make mistakes. I got it. I made one once,
What? Joining this podcast, saying yes to the podcast?
Probably right. But, and then the ball companies get a bad name. Then there's people posting that, the ball company, that they're not registering because they're going out of business. Are you nuts?
We're having our best year we've ever had.
Exactly. Radical, and everybody knows that. I deal in return on investment.
Radical on the internet. ROI.
If I put 100 in, I can't get back 90. And other companies have different philosophies. Don't get me wrong. There are companies that love PBA. They love winning. That's the only thing some companies look for. How many times did we win? Wow, you won the most in the world. How much money did you make? Well,
it cost us a whole lot.
Yeah. How much it cost for a win?
Right. Especially when you got to play out player incentives.
Exactly.
Huge numbers, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's your marketing arm and that's how you're building the contracts and you have that much invested in the PBA,
the
PBA better be worth it.
Well, we always supported the PBA because they were the marketing arm of bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Are they increasing bowlers now? Are people going to the lanes and saying, I watched the PBA Tour whenever it was on, and now I'm going to go to the lanes? When I was a kid, I would watch bowling on Saturday afternoon, and then I would go to the bowling alley. My dad and I would go.
I came home from bowling Saturday mornings and watched it in the afternoon on ABC.
Right. Okay. So because you bowled in the morning. We didn't have junior leagues in Brooklyn.
Deprived.
Yeah, we were deprived. But my dad would say, you want to go to the lanes, and we'll go to the lanes. I'll bowl 2 games
You get
because
all
you got
pumped up.
excited about watching. Yeah, you got pumped up watching them bowl.
Yeah. I got
You
pumped up
know.
after. I was pumped up after bowling. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I want to go back now. I want to go work on my game. I want to go bowl like M. Leto.
Is that yeah? You emulate him so well. I can tell.
I do.
How many people today watch bowling on TV and then go, man, I got to run to the lanes and practice?
I don't know. Maybe we can ask the chat. Hey, how many people
Yeah,
watch
let's ask the
bowling?
chat and ask the chat because I can't see the chat because of this. My internet's still not interneting. How many people really feel that maybe we're out of line in what we're saying? Or did I miss something? Or am I right? And they agree.
I'll just start reading them off as they come in. But yeah, I mean, how influential is PBA Tour bowling? I mean, we did a podcast episode on whether the PBA sells bowling balls or not.
Correct. And I did some research on that. And one of the things I found out is we had no shirts on TV and we have more sales.
Yep. Someone said there's bowling on TV question.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Someone said, Phil, the better question today might be how many people even have television anymore to watch it? Not so much.
Well, that's true, right? They have to stream it.
I watch the bowlers, not the league. PBA is just Bolero ad at this point. I watch. Someone says I watch and get pumped up. So yeah. Someone said I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing bowling balls, which is great. Nice line from Airplane there.
I like that.
Someone's practicing to bowl right now. Lane Side Review says we do. Robert says he doesn't have cable. Ryan says doesn't have PBA. Watch it on social media and want to go practice. Someone says nope, I do. I'm new to bowling though. No, not all the time.
Right.
Didn't even know the PBA was when I first started bowling 2 years ago. JR Pro Shop said that the YouTube is more influential than the PBA.
I agree with that.
Sales. When is the PBA on TV anyway? Well, I don't know. When was the last time the PBA was actually on TV with a title match?
I know they have nothing listed past next June.
Yeah.
I looked at the schedule. There's nothing past next June, I think, for TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but that would be, I think, the second time I was wrong ever. But
I'm going to post a woo box one more time while we're
do the woo box.
Everybody's hot.
Yeah. And then what I want to ask everybody is, what would you do if you were running the company? Because everybody has an opinion. Yeah, if you're running Radical, what would you do in this case if you're running Radical? Because I watched so many people comment during the week about what I should do with the brand as far as product registration goes. You know, somebody posted they should get rid of the 3 brands that aren't registered.
Get rid of?
Yeah, get rid of. Yeah, get rid of.
Okay. Just adios.
Next week's podcast will be our last podcast. I just got rid of the brand
because you snapped your finger and you made it go away like it was a Marvel movie.
It wasn't sell it. It would get rid of it. So we'll get rid of it. Well, till next week there'll be no more Columbia, Track, or Radical. How ironic that the 3 brands that I'm talking about I had something to do with.
Maybe that's why we picked those 3.
So, you know, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm in my 36th year of doing this. Maybe I've been wrong for 36 years.
My fans are showing up in the chat. I saw one comment and I let it go, but there's more comments coming in. But they're saying, give me more money to produce more long format videos for YouTube promoting. I
agree. That'd be a good idea. Yeah. Well, you know, we'll just give you one of the product registration bundles that it would have cost us. Yeah. You could do it from Tahiti.
I could do it. I would. I would be sipping a Mai Tai and then get my 2 lanes installed. We got people to install lanes for us. No problem.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You could do it from Tahiti for what it cost us to be on. And here's the other part. Here's the part I'm waiting. I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to see how they come back and answer this one. The Masters, the Senior Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Senior U.S. Open are not PBA stops.
Right. So everything's fair game again.
You can throw purple hammers. You must be able to put the logos on TV.
Oh. Did somebody mention Purple Hammer? Huh?
It's still legal, isn't it?
I don't know. Let me check. Let me check my sources. I want to make sure I get the information correct before I post anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no, I cleared out all the. Nope, it's there.
Nope, still there. Yep. It's still legal. It's unbelievable. You know, I mean, they got me all fired up because I had to do what I call dumbass work that I could have been doing something more constructive than having people tell me, what about my shirt contract? Or now we have to go. Here's what we have to put forms out for the guys to change what shirts they're going to wear on the tour. We have to do all of that. We got to order the shirts, right? We had to deal with all of the questions, and even from people that don't bowl on the tour. I had a guy send me an email and say, all my balls are radical balls. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You know, what am I supposed to do? What? You can still throw them. You know,
Yep. Phil says, or Chris says he agrees with you on ROI when it comes to your
absolutely.
decision.
You got to make money.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not profitable, you shouldn't be in it. It's not a hobby.
Here's a point. So keeping Deviate doesn't make sense. I want to touch on this and why we
touch on that one. And we know why it makes sense, but go ahead.
So we've positioned Deviate as the two-handers professional company. So we got Ogle, we got Russo, we got a bunch of up-and-comers now that are throwing Deviate. So our intention, you know, obviously things can change, but Deviate is going to be an all two-handed team on this team. So we're going to field a team that's all two-handers for the Deviate brand.
Right.
Ogle's won recently. Russo's won recently.
Yep.
They are top in points, exempt, and that's why Deviate is on tour.
Well, now here's the downside. Deviate doesn't have a urethane ball.
But
so how? Let me ask you again. Not thinking it through because they obviously did not think it through. Matt Russo throws the black hammer a lot.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his ball of choice?
A lot of them do. Yeah. Everybody throws black hammer.
Right.
You know, because it's really the best urethane that's out there. You know, they change the rules, we change the tools, and we still win. So
right. And now they're figuring out a way to make the player from that brand not throw the ball he has the best opportunity to win with.
Mm-hmm.
Way to think that one through.
Obviously, Taylor's thinking. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Parkman's hitting 912 against Vaughn.
Exactly. You know, it's just unbelievable. Again, I'm fired up because of all of the you know, Bugsy had to go jump through hoops. Brian, the poor guy's dealing with all of this, and Bugsy's dealing with the PBA, not getting answers, players calling, staff contracts come and due, people are moving around, who's available. Oh, and by the way, you know, we forgot to mention you can't do it on the regional tour or the senior tour.
Right. So it's going to affect a lot more people than originally planned. I mean, we had a small handful of players that we were going to move to other brands and the exempt part of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll take care of what we need to take care of as the trickle down effect.
Sure.
You know, we'll get guys where they need to go and we'll figure it out. That's what we're planning for. So,
yeah. So we paid more money for less. Again.
Right.
Paid more money for less. It's just out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So we have any questions?
There's been a bunch of comments, but maybe we can get into
let's get some of the
top
comments.
5.
Oh, you want to do a top 5?
Let's do a top 5. And then we can get into some of the more comments here. How about that?
Yep.
And I wanted to always keep a theme with these top 5s, you know?
Yep, we do.
And, you know, when it comes to rule changes and things that the PBA tries over the years.
Some were good.
Some are good. Some are great.
Some were great. Yep.
And then there's some oddities. So these are the top 5 oddities. And I went pretty much off memory. This is all my memory. This is all things I remember and things I've heard, you know, some of the seniors now talk about. So number 5. If anybody thinks they know what the weirdest things are that the PBA Tour has ever tried in the past, by all means, let us know in the chat while we go through this.
I might have one for you when you're done, too. Go ahead.
All right. Number 5. The synchronized robotic-like clapping during the player's approaches.
Oh yeah, when it used to be dead silence.
Right.
When it was on ABC TV, when it was worth it to have your company registered on ABC TV, they used to have dead silence, and then they started with get the crowd going live, and then they would clap like you said, synchronized. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, but one of the guys complained about a bottle in the background when people were clapping and cheering. I got it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned one that was pretty good. I didn't have on the list, so we'll get back to that.
Okay.
All right, number 4, arena finals.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, you realize how many people got to watch it. It was pretty good crowd. But here was the interesting part about it.
Yeah.
So the guy leads the tournament by 200 pins at the bowling center down the road.
Right.
And now he bows for the title on a pair of lanes that were installed the night before.
Yeah.
That had a little bit of a pitfall.
Yeah. You bowl in a brand new center. If you don't match up to that, then what?
Right.
You just dominated all week for however many games.
And not only don't match up to it, and it is not matching up to it, but at that point, there's no balls to go out to the truck and drill.
Yeah, you have to pretty much drill all new stuff when you get to the arena or to practice or whatever and hope you figure it out.
Exactly.
Hope you match up.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the same surface.
No. I mean, it could be completely different. The arena finals are going to be based on whoever has the contract, whoever's holding the contract for that year. It's switched hands quite a bit over the years.
Absolutely. Or what if the center had a wood lanes, which when they did arena finals, some of the centers still had wood lanes.
Right. Yeah, so completely different.
Yeah,
you go into a fresh surface that has literally no play because it's a brand new install.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Well, when Rudy led the tournament in Erie, and then where was it they bowled outside?
That was I thought that was Long Island, or that was New York.
It might have been one of those. Yeah, he led the tournament or made the show, and they bowl outside.
Yeah, that was one of the weird ones. That was one of the comments I saw. The outdoor bowling,
Yeah, outdoor
that's
bowling.
That's never worked out. Like
no.
When the Women's U.S. Open was in Reno outside, I think it was 2012. I was there too. Do you remember what the weather was like?
Oh my God, it was blowing sideways.
The wind was howling.
And the oil was trapping all the dust.
Yeah.
On the lanes.
Filthy, dirty lanes. There was no oil to speak of.
They looked green.
They had to use plastic balls.
That's right. I remember that. That worked out well.
Yeah, great idea. Don't get me wrong. It was a cool spot.
No. But did it. They did it at the crossway on the street. So you had the main road, and then you had one of the side streets come up right where the lanes were. So the wind blowing up the side street blew everything. I think I even saw somebody's cap blow on the lanes from down the block.
I think I saw a tumbleweed go across the lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, all right. Number 3. Step ladder finals at the time.
Yeah.
So when tournaments started way long ago, it was the qualifying and the match play and all the bonus pins, and the winner was decided after all that was settled. So like Johnny,
the winner that was winning was the winner, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking up a lot, but Johnny said your first title, he was done after he led the tournament by 300 pins. He won. That was it.
He won.
It wasn't until they decided to televise. You're still breaking up. It wasn't until they decided to televise the finals and have a top 5 roll off. Now the guy that led by 300 pins has to still bowl one game. He could lose to a guy that he led by, that many.
The guy
pins.
he beat.
He's struggling over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a headset.
I'm gonna mute you until you figure it out. So we'll mute him for a little while till I see him figure it out. But yeah, that was a big deal at the time. That was an oddity for the PBA at the time, was having a stepladder final and having the opportunity for the top seed who led the tournament to lose one game and lose the tournament. Looks like
that's right.
Looks like you're back. Looks like you're good. Got you unmuted now because you look good. All right. Number 2. Maybe he's not good. Anyway. My goodness, Phil. killing me, Smalls. Trying to do a show here. The
How
World
about
Series
now?
of Bowling during an already short tour season. Sure.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, that was interesting because they counted it as many more tournaments. I think we used to have 32 in the winter. 32 stops.
I
think it
can't
was.
hear. You're breaking up so bad, Phil. I can't hear a
sorry.
word you're saying. I don't think if anybody else can say. You have one job, Phil.
I know. You can't hear me at all, can you?
So, World Series of Bowling. Try to log back in. Try to close it and log back in.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. So the reason why the World Series of Bowling is an oddity is because when you have a short season and you have all these tournaments into one center for the entire week, so you have maybe 5-6 tournaments, whatever it is, however many tournaments you're going to run, that's the bulk of your season. So for a player, if they don't match up for that week, if they have a tough week or they just don't bowl well that week, their entire season is pretty much shot. So while it's cool to have everything in one, it saves on expenses. I totally get it. But when you only have, say, 15 stops and you got 6 tournaments, 33% of your tournaments in this one location, one center. And yeah, so that's an oddity. Let's see what we got. Are you better?
Yeah, is that any better?
Yeah, it's good. Welcome back.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad I was gone.
We're good. Leave it. Yeah. Leave it.
Okay,
Leave
not touching it. Got it.
All right. And the number one oddity is obviously, see the shirt,
Yeah.
Urethane balls do not get softer. The rule was based off of false data. Stand on that hill.
I got another. I got another one for you. The extension ladder finals.
Yeah, that was your favorite.
That was my favorite.
That was your.
These are the
top 17.
There's 32 people in the tournament. Let's have a top 17. We'll start the finals on Tuesday.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be done by Sunday.
I hope it doesn't run over.
I will gladly pay you Sunday for a tournament
today. Right, exactly. Oh, God. But they, you know what? They keep us in business. They really do.
We're never short on topics,
No,
pretty much since the beginning. Like we've
and then they get offended. When you try to talk to them about it, they get offended.
Right.
We're just
having constructive talks. We're just discussing the rules that are set forth and everything that comes our way.
Yeah, maybe I have too high expectations from people in the business world. No, seriously, somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, that hitter did this or did that," and my answer can't be, "You got to go. That's Billy Olakowski's fault. He's the guy in manufacturing." You can't do that. You got to take the brunt of it if you're the person in the front. You can't say, "Oh, it's the guy that the president of Bolero made that decision," or this guy made it's. You got to have the answers. You can't say, "I'll get back to you," and then sweep it under the rug, and then we find out have all these problems the other way. And you know what? That's mostly what I'm more upset about, not the fact that they did it. I didn't care.
I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed, and that's worse.
That's exactly what it is. It's really, and then when you start looking at it, like today, I was talking to Brian. We talked about the urethane balls.
Mm-hmm.
You make a statement in the letter that they have to throw the brands that they represent during the match play in the battle of the brands.
Right.
Okay. So, you make it impossible for some companies to compete because you make the urethane play every week. Motive is lucky. They got one guy that makes a show every week. The guy's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a great bowler, right? But the other guys are hit and miss. And now they don't have a urethane ball because they don't have I don't believe Motive has a urethane ball, but is that guy is that team at a bigger disadvantage depending on how the lanes play.
Don't know. We're about to find out.
Or is the PBA miraculously going to come up with a pattern that urethane doesn't play on?
Tune in next week to find out.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, for like Motive, for instance, they don't have to worry about, they can only throw our brands or whatever. They don't, they only got the one.
They have one brand, right? That's it.
They got their own staffers, so they don't have to worry about who to try to draft. It's going to be
absolutely. That's it.
They're set.
Right.
They'll set their teams probably based on points and all that.
Right. And the Storm guys have 3 companies, and I think 2 of them don't have urethane.
Yeah. The question is there going to be shifting internally over there? You got to think there is, because they're pretty heavy on Storm, not as much on Roto or Global. So
So they'll move players around, right? Like we have to do.
Yeah,
to come up with enough guys.
I would think so. I
don't think you're going to see Simonson wearing a different shirt.
No.
Or Troop wearing a different shirt. But I mean, they're going to have to move players around in order to balance the teams, right? You want to make each team competitive.
Right. Yeah, you want to have an A-team and nothing else,
Right. You have A-team and then a bunch of guys that,
You don't want to be like the Oakland
number
A's,
70. Number 72, 70.
And then there's poor teams.
And then there's 50.
Crap.
Crap.
And then there's
and there's us.
I love that movie. I got to watch that movie soon. Moneyball for everybody.
I just watched it again the other night. It was on. I watched it again.
Of course you did.
I love that movie.
That's a movie you watch whenever it's on TV. If you're flipping channels and it's there, you stop.
And I might only watch parts of it, just because I like that part.
Yeah. I'm not going to fire you, Grady.
Yeah. Whose uncle? Whose nephew are you?
Who's Fabio?
I love that part. So
now you got to carry the one.
You carry the one. So tell me, who's got comments for us?
You always ask me who's got comments, and I'm not
because I can't see it. You have to be prepared. You have one job. Mine was to stay on the internet today.
Yeah, you failed that job. I'm going to post the WooBox link one last time. We got about 12 minutes left for you to get into the WooBox. How many entries? We got almost 400. We got 387 people watching right now. I had a feeling we were going to get an uptick.
Yeah, we had a good uptick today. Well, we had to thank the PBA for that. I think they're the ones that sabotaged my On the Line today.
Yeah? You think they did everything in their power to...
I think they saw the topic, and, Tom Clark made mention at one of the conventions that there were
Tell the story.
We're at the BBIA convention. And for those that don't know, it's the Billiard Bowling Institute of America. And it's all of the managers and decision makers in the industry. And Tom was one of our speakers. And he gets up he goes, there's 5 things I'm not going to talk about. 1 is urethane balls. 2 is string pin. I forgot what the other one. And number 3 is Phil's podcast.
I don't know. Do you think we should have him on? Try to get him on the show one of these days?
I couldn't even have a drink. I had a drink with him, and it was like, Tom, it's not like I don't like you, but, no, and I get along with Tom as long as we're not talking about business. And I can't blame him. I think he's behind the 8 ball. I really do. I think he's behind the 8 ball with that company. I think Bolero, my opinion, I think Bolero is so big and the PBA is so small, they don't want to be bothered with it. And it's like one of those, hey, we got to talk about project registration. All right, well, we have a meeting at 10 o'clock from 10 to 10:15.
All right, let's hash this out real quick.
Dang. But we forgot that. All right, let's meet tomorrow at 12:35 for 8 minutes.
Yeah, we have a tea time at 10:42.
I don't think there's any way they could be sitting there thinking this whole thing through and say, or the people that are running it know nothing about the industry. I'm going to go with that. Because you have to know that when you do that, you're going to have things like urethane balls show up. I mean, stuff like that. How do you not think about that?
You have a term for that. You coined your own phrase.
No. I'm not doing that again. No, right, not today.
Questions.
Go ahead.
Phil, are you going to come out with a new Double Cross 78?
Brian, no, I'm not. I don't want another urethane ball. Mm-hmm. in the people that I cater to, that's why I won't do it. Our customers don't need a 78 hardness urethane ball. If you want one, buy the Black Hammer.
Here's a comment here. PBA's best years, mid-70s to mid-90s. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. They went from ABC Sports, and then they went to ESPN. I think it was on a Tuesday night, which was perfect. Think about this. If you didn't bowl, you got home, you had dinner, you watched bowling on TV. If you bowled, it was on at the bowling center. I remember bowling league on Tuesday night. We'd have guys on the show, track, but guys would come down the pair while his match was going on and say, "What do you think this? How's that going with this guy? What's that going?" Because they knew that I had a relationship with the guys on TV, and they watched it at the bowling centers.
Yeah.
And
seeing you in the back, sitting in the second row, usually with your gold chain and your fancy hairdo and your leather jacket.
You're just jealous now, aren't you?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So those were
you got Rocco and Rocco on each shoulder.
That's right,
to keep
Rocco
you safe.
and Rocco. Those were the best years, and I'll tell you why. They put a good product on TV.
Yeah,
it was worth it.
Once upon a time, professional bowlers were bigger than football and baseball stars.
They were bigger than golfers.
Yeah,
by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, they were.
Yeah.
And what happened? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, okay.
I wasn't there. What happened, Phil? What'd you do?
Well, they went through management, a bunch of management changes.
Yeah.
Steve Miller, when he was commissioner, he decided he wanted to have an exempt tour. So here's the best part. Okay, now that we're on that topic, I have a bowling center to hold that has 48 lanes. Okay. So you have 96 on the squad. That's right. Right.
Good, yeah.
Four. Right. 96 on the squad.
Unless you have a dead pair on each side, just for.
Let's call it 90.
Yeah, you go. Sure.
I run 2 squads. It's 180 bowlers.
Right.
Okay. What's the entry fee for a PBA tournament? $400?
$500. Can you get out your calculator? Is it a calculator that has a printer built in?
No, there's no printer.
Oh. I had high hopes for that, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's only that's only 2 squads, too.
Yeah, you run an A and a B squad. That's it.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, with the U.S. Open in the past, it was C squad.
Oh, yeah, but let's just talk about a regular tournament, right? You got 180 times 500.
Yeah.
$90,000 added to the prize fund.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to have an exempt tour? So I remember when that happened. Here's what the reason was in those days, and I was there for the meetings. The players felt that amateurs were taking their money. Now think about what I just said.
I don't have to think about it. I've already thought about it.
Think about that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and start brackets in the women's 9 a.m. coffee league so that I can win all the bracket money. Because I'm not worried about Marianne, who's 87 years old, averaging 93, beat me in a bracket.
You're not even going to give him pins?
Not even going to give him pins.
Dang.
That was the argument that the players had.
These amateurs are coming in and taking our prize fund, or taking our money.
Absolutely right. Absolutely
you're
right.
Professionals.
You're a professional bowler. Well, I want you to go to the golf course and go challenge the house pro to a round of golf. How's that going to work out for you?
You're going to lose.
You're going to lose.
Yeah.
Now you're not even the guy from the PGA Tour, the house pro. These people did not want local people entering their tournament. We used to run qualifiers for the PBA events, and people would win spots. Well, you would win spots into the tournament, not even rabbits.
Oh,
right?
Local event.
Event. Yeah, local win.
Before the tour came in.
Yeah, you win a spot in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And they're worried about, oh, no, we have to have an exempt tour so that only the PBA players get the money. It failed miserably.
Yeah, if you don't have the sponsor money backing it up, where are you
that's
getting
all
the money
it is. And who are the sponsors?
The ball brands.
And who are they charging extra money for the product registration?
Ball brands.
Ball brands. I'm going to go out back when this show's over and pick some money off my money tree I got growing in the backyard. Because
Can you
that's what
harvest?
they must think we have.
Can you harvest a few seeds off of that tree so that I can grow one in my
Oh,
backyard?
only the ones are ripe right now. The
Oh,
5s and up are later on in the year.
hey, I'll take charity all day long.
Yeah,
Whatever
right.
you want to,
Exactly.
whatever you want to bring, you
Yeah.
know,
They must think there's a money tree.
there is. Here, Phil looks old. Did he do something with his camera? He had technical difficulties. He's using his
Yeah.
phone right now because
This is
he
my
couldn't
phone.
get his internet is not working on his landline
No,
or
it's
nothing like that. His
I don't
phones are
even have a
dead.
phone. Phones are dead and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's having issues
Yeah.
today. He's working straight off of the LTE network, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
And
5G.
you have to know that phones add 10 years to your life.
Yeah, especially at this angle.
Exactly.
We didn't have time to set up a tripod or do anything
No.
fancy. That was a last minute call. So
Yeah, it was like I was on and then I was gone.
yeah,
Nice.
that's okay.
Mhm.
Let's see what we got here. I'm scrolling down now after he talked about the PBA for a little bit.
Yeah.
And there should be some more. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Adrian Owen says putting a heavier oil pattern would take away urethane ball advantage. I don't necessarily agree.
I don't either because the higher rev two-handers have an advantage.
Yeah. Plus, they'll just keep dulling it down. They'll use screen on it. There's no rule about
That's right.
how much grit you can use.
That's exactly right.
They will get that ball to slow down, and they will break
Yep.
down that pattern, and then they will
That's
have
it.
shim, and there will be no out of bounds.
That's right. Exactly right. Yeah.
William Crane says, why does Nick look like in 20 years he could pass as Phil once his hair goes gray?
I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
could.
see that. I don't see that.
We'll
Sorry,
we'll take a screenshot here, and then we'll see how I age. I have a feeling I will go full gray, though, like you. I'll be a silver fox just like Phil over here.
I actually dye it this color.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you started graying in the 90s.
I did. I did.
Let's see what we got here. Richard says bowling needs to figure something out. Look at professional darts in Europe. They fill stadiums to watch pros throw darts. It's insane.
Right.
Their world champion wins $500,000.
Yeah.
And there's been times where, I don't know if the PBA or other organizations have tried to put up a big prize fund. Guaranteed top end prize.
Yeah.
And they can't get the entries, or they can't get people to sign up, or they can't get it off the ground because they can't figure out where the guaranteed money's coming from for that win.
I wonder what the product registration is for the darts.
Right. I don't know. Maybe we can ask them. Is there anybody that has a tie to the professional dart industry?
Yeah, we'd like to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your organization called? I don't know what it's called, but we need to know.
It's the UDA.
I mean, it's pretty bad in the state of the world where, air guitar gets more airplay than professional bowling. The air guitar on the Ocho, I think.
On the Ocho. That's right. That air guitar play. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about cornhole?
Cornhole's huge.
It's huge.
Look at disc golf. Like crazy, right?
I'm at this point I'm speechless because of that. Think about that.
You don't have to be athletic to play cornball. You don't have to be athletic to throw darts.
Right. And they're on TV. I see them all the time.
You don't have to be athletic to throw a frisbee.
Right.
I'm sure they get it mad when I say it's a frisbee, but come on, it's a frisbee. But
I wonder how those associations manage without raping the manufacturers.
Yeah, Sean says U.S. Open isn't so open anymore. That's an epic fail for bowling. Yeah, we talked about that on one show.
Yeah, we did.
They limited the field to 100 people, somewhere in there.
No, it was less than that because we went to Woodlands.
Yeah.
Was that where it was? The Woodland Bowl, and half the bowling center was being used, and it was one squad.
Right. Yeah, they could have easily accommodated hundreds of more people that wanted to bowl and got that prize fund way higher.
They had a curtain down the middle, and there was no open play on the other side. It wasn't like they were open for business on the other side.
It says money tree. Is that natural in Texas?
It is. It grows. It grows naturally in Texas, and it's really not down by the border anymore.
Oh, where is it?
It's more where we are, away from the border. It grows.
Why does Phil have a commercial-sized fire extinguisher behind him? Because you're in a commercial building.
Oh, I
That's why.
am. Right. Exactly. I didn't know if you could see that. Could you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah. Yeah. That's why you got to have fire extinguishers everywhere.
Here we go. Brandon, do the players have to do the battle of the brands? Just have them drop out? It's a dumb idea anyway. Well, there's money on the line. The teams can win quite a bit of money.
That's $100 grand.
Yeah. So
that goes to the manufacturer.
Yeah. So it's a sizable prize fund for that event.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's incentive for them to want to bowl and win that money. So
yeah. And that's why Radical's not in there, because if we did, I would keep the money. I give the players $2,000 each.
Pizza party and a $2,000
pizza party and $2,000 check. Thank you for
$2,000 product credit.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll give you a couple of bags and a few more balls.
Yeah, 3 grip sacks. That's all we can do.
That's right. Exactly. Oh my.
Man. All right. So here's a question: how do we make bowling great again? How would you change the Pro Tour?
That's my buddy Dwayne.
Now, I'm gonna let you answer this. I'm gonna go pick a winner.
All right, go pick a winner. So you have to make it so that it's more realistic. You have to make it so that it's more desirable for people to compete in it. We always use the PBA as the marketing arm, and maybe that's got to change. Maybe it's not the marketing arm of bowling. Right now there's a lot of push towards the junior bowlers, and kids. That's still years away. The bowling is not going to go back to the way it was, because when bowling was booming, there was more disposable income. A lot of times the husband and wife bowled, or the husband bowled 2 leagues or 3 leagues. Now it's only the aficionados that bowl more than 1 league. The social guys bowl 1 league. That's all they can do. And it's not, the parents are not, I don't say willing, they're not able to peel their kids away from the computers as much. Or, for instance, there's people that play like baseball parents or soccer parents. That's a big expense. When I played Little League ball, it was like $14 for insurance.
Yeah, I mean, we did fundraisers to get our uniforms and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the biggest out of pocket was me pestering my mom for the new Easton bat that I really wanted.
Yeah, see, we didn't have that either. But with us, we used the same uniforms. We turned them in at the end of the year.
Oh, you turned them in? No.
Oh yeah, they weren't ours. No, they weren't ours.
Wow.
Yeah. We went on a Friday night before opening day to the youth center at the church. And the youths were there, and you tried on pants and shirts until you got ones that fit, and that was your uniform. And at the end of the year, you turned it back in, and they gave you the socks, they gave you the shirt, and then the pants.
Yeah,
you had to turn it back in at the end of the year.
Yeah, the stirrups. What are they called? The sanitaries.
Sanitaries. You got to buy them underneath the sanitary. Yeah. So, but I think it's a lot, Dwayne. I think there's more to it than just try to make it great again. I think you just want to get it back to an even keel. The leagues are doing okay, I think. Everybody blames everything under the sun. Why league? It's not because of scoring. People want to bowl good. You don't want to go to the lanes and shoot 480 and then be pissed off about bowling for the rest of the week. You want to have fun. You want to be competitive. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that there's more, there are other options for people to bowl.
Yeah.
Entertainment. So based on what you're saying, we know how bowling is. Why am I getting charged more money?
Right.
My customer base is shrinking.
Yeah. There's no longer, 35 weeks of bowling.
That's right. Well, not in my case. Dwayne's in league with me. He's 48 weeks.
I'm talking about on the tour.
Oh, tour.
Yeah.
35. I would get, what do they have? 20 something? Maybe.
Couldn't tell you.
If you count the 5 at the World Series.
Yeah.
So, no.
Joey wants to know, does Olive Garden have free Wi-Fi for Phil? We will certainly find out there, and we were definitely going to do that one day. Are you looking at December still? Are you looking?
I have not. I am, but I haven't looked any further after the series is over.
Dustin wants to know who's going to catch the biggest fish this weekend. You're going fishing this weekend.
Yeah, Dustin will catch the biggest hardhead or catfish, whatever they call them. Down here they call them hardheads. They're It's like a catfish, junk fish.
Yeah.
You know.
The hype, great point, Phil. Limiting entries makes no sense when it only hurts bowlers. How do we begin to fix it? You make your own PBA.
Yeah, you know what? I guarantee you, if there were another organization, a competitive organization that came out and ran it properly, the PBA would have to rethink the way they do business.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
I agree with you.
there's
100%.
nothing that says there can't be competition down the road. Like there,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if something came along, PGA Tour thought that came along, and they were the only game in town, but they
That's
found
right.
out
Look
quick
what happened.
that that they're not.
Right. And you know what? If TV is the answer to why it's successful, what's to stop somebody else to get a deal with another streaming or another venue on cable?
Yeah. What's to stop anybody?
Right. Exactly.
Yep. All right. I think there's obviously a lot of
I'll look at them when I get
different
into
comments, and we'll get through them. But we have picked a winner. You know that, right?
Is it anybody we know, or which friend of yours is it?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But we picked a winner. The WooBox closed about 7 minutes ago. You can't use your phone right now, I guess.
No, I can't. So you're going to have to use your phone.
I'll have to manage that. I'll walk on my screen here. But let's we'll wrap it up for a little bit of an earlier show. I think we said everything that we need to say, and I think we'll just be kind of talking in circles now. But
and we explain the rules of the
explain it one more time. Why not?
Of this for the wheel?
The WooBox, yeah.
Oh, the WooBox. You have 90 seconds once your name comes up on the screen. And Nick will keep time in his head, I guess, if he can't count the 90.
I'm looking at my screen.
And then at the end of 90 seconds, we're going to spin. And if you're still in the show and you say I'm here, you'll get a second spin if you don't like the first one.
Yeah, if you want to look at the gift horse in the mouth and say no, thank you.
No, thank you to the triple roller. I have a bag. I would really want a chamois.
Not interested in shoes.
I'm not interested in shoes.
I bowl barefooted.
That's it. I have better grip without shoes on. I don't know.
Man.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, all right. We have over 400 people on the show this week because
it's a big week. They knew what was coming.
So we're very excited for everybody. We appreciate all the support. And as a thank you every week, we do the wheel spin for one lucky fan. And this week, that lucky fan
is
Harry Uchak. Larry.
No, not Harry.
Do you know this person? Is this your friend?
No, I don't know Harry.
Harry, of course it's Harry.
It's Harry.
I saw the name commenting earlier, so hopefully you're still here. You got 70 seconds, 75 seconds. Where are you at? Harry.
I
saw him comment earlier, so I know.
I know he was watching. He was
watching earlier.
I know it.
Here we go. Check in with us, buddy.
Come on, Harry.
You got 60 seconds. Where are you at?
Harry.
You check.
Harry.
9. What do we got? 40 seconds down.
We got nothing, Harry.
Dum. Where are you at? We don't see. Someone said he's here, but that's Mr. J. Dillon. That's not you. Sorry. Harry, you check. You have literally 30 seconds.
Be the longest 30 seconds of your life.
Saw him earlier. Where are you at?
Yep.
Saw him earlier. Where are you at, Harry? You're only going to get one spin. Only got to get one spin. What are you doing?
No, Harry.
You got 15 seconds, Harry. Harry, you got 15 seconds.
Harry.
You got 10 seconds, Harry.
Harry, you're going to get one spin. You're going to end up with a grip sack.
I don't see his name. I haven't seen it pop up. I think he clicked out. He said, you know what? I can't take this chat anymore. I'm out of here.
I work for the PBA.
Time is up. All right. You're going to get one spin. So when you come back and watch the show again, you're going to say, hey, what happened? I won. What happened? I was there earlier, but he didn't. So 90 seconds is up. You're going to get one spin only. Hopefully it's a good one.
All right,
that's
Harry.
what we always want. We got all this extra money that we didn't spend on the PBA here from Radical, so we can give away some good
I tell you
stuff.
where it goes. It goes there. It goes to the monthly coupons. It goes to the wheel.
All right, here we go.
All right, big spin. Big fish.
Hopefully he gets a 3-ball arsenal. I really want to see it.
Nobody hopes that.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
You got extra cheese now.
I do.
Coming back around. It's coming back around.
Oh!
He's getting a shirt. He's getting a perception versus reality shirt.
That's right.
Congratulations. Oh, Harry, you checked in too late. He just checked in. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Harry.
Rules are rules. You're getting a shirt. I will reach out, get your size, and we'll get you a perception versus reality shirt. Appreciate it.
Sorry, Harry. But spin it again and see what Harry would have won if he was paying attention.
If he was paying attention. Maybe he's on the same internet as you today.
He might have been on the line.
All right. So granted, he probably would have given away the shirt. So let's see what he would have won if he had been here when we called his name. Here we go.
Because now we have if this comes up great, we have a story about Harry.
Yeah, Harry. I mean,
just missed. Harry. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Triple tote would have been. So
nice. That's sweet. I have one.
It almost landed on shirt again, which would have been like, no, no big deal.
I have a triple tote.
Yeah.
Next week, the show's on Tuesday.
Looking at Tuesday, everybody. So
Tuesday next week. Yeah. We might get Rudy on the show next week.
Oh, nice. That would be great.
Yeah, I asked him if he was going to be available.
That's as good as a week off for me.
Absolutely.
I just sit there and let you guys do the talking. I just sit in the background.
Yeah. Well, it's like a normal week for you.
I just work. I work on my taxes, and you guys do that.
I'll check with Rudy on Monday.
Okay. Monday.
Then, right.
If we're doing it Tuesday, all right. Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm going fishing.
Okay.
Gone fishing. Hanging that sign on the door.
Fair enough, man. Fair
maybe
enough.
Maybe we'll have some fish pictures to put up next week.
You need me to Photoshop some fish anomalies in the background?
Like me standing like this, you put like a giant tuna in my hand,
Nice. I'm like, wow, how did you catch an ocean fish when
I got to tell you one quick fish story, then we'll get out of here.
Oh, God. You're going to tell them next week, too.
Yeah, but this was a good one. So we're fishing Wyatt and Dustin. Wyatt's Dustin's dad and my son. And Dustin catches about a 3.5 foot, 4 foot black tip shark, right? So he pulls it into the boat, and now we're waiting for this thing to slow down so we get the hook out and put it back in the water. And where we're fishing is like a little, it's like an inlet, small, that goes from one side of the bay to the other, But around the end is a guy wade fishing.
Okay.
Right. So he's in up to his waist fishing. And I had this brilliant idea, putting the shark back on the hook and drive a boat around where the guy was and get near there and then let the shark off the other end of the boat and reel him in near where the guy is.
It's a terrible idea.
That was a great idea. That guy would have had a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. And then you would have been responsible. So,
well, we would have just drove away, let him float, got him floating in his weight. That'd have been nice, right?
Wow.
Hooper drives the boat, Chief.
What are you fishing for this weekend? What are you trying to fish?
Redfish.
Okay.
And black drum.
I read that book. Redfish, black drum,
and speckled trout. Redfish, bluefish, black drum. Yeah, it was one of the So we're going down tomorrow. And Dustin's going down Friday, and then we're going to fish a couple of days.
Must be nice.
It is nice. It is. Weather's going to be nice in the 70s.
Enjoy
with a little breeze. I will.
I'm going to be putting on snow tires to make ready for the next storm that's going to hit here soon. So
I'll send pictures.
Pretty much the same. Same kind of enjoyment.
Is there snow coming?
There is coming. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So got to get the snow tires on. So everybody, thank you guys.
We'll see you guys next week on Tuesday.
Take care. See you next week.
See ya.